Good evening. Welcome to the Connersville Parks Board, January 22nd, 2024. Call this meeting to order. If you would please turn all cell phones off. Put them on Do Not Ring, please. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Angie McMullen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Kelly, if you please do the roll call.
Amy Hammonds,
Present.
Angie McMullen,
Here.
Ann Kirshner,
Here.
Bain Lashua,
Here.
Julie Fisher,
Here.
Sasha Henderson.
Here.
Thank you. Did everyone get a chance to look over the minutes included in your packet for this month? Okay. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes from December 26th? Okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I so move.
Ann?
Second.
Angie? All right. Approved, motion carried. All right, Marla, the superintendent's report, please.
Okay, so for the month of January, we are currently taking applications for lifeguards and pool concessions. And we currently have 8 lifeguards, 2 pool managers, no, I apologize, 3 pool managers, and then a lot of concession workers that have applied. And so our goal is 15 lifeguards.
Okay.
I really hope we can make it to 15. If we get more than that, that's a blessing too. But I'm hoping for at least 15 lifeguards. So if anyone out there is over the age of 16 and they would like to become a lifeguard, all they have to do is apply at the Parks Department, fill out an application, and then we will set up a lifeguard certification class. There is a preliminary step to that class before you're approved to go on and take the actual certification. And so they will be put through that. Sure, it's just you have to swim a couple laps. You have to go to the bottom of the pool and pick up a 10-pound brick and bring it up. And then you have to tread water for 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. And if the instructor feels that you are able to do those things, she will pass you on into the class and approve you to move on into the class. And so, and then that class will go on. Typically, we have it here at the high school, and so we will not be setting up. And I'm sorry if you have this in your report and I'm like going on about this, but the certification class, we will schedule that after February. She's like the beginning of February. She's waiting on some new material, I think, to come in, and so she said don't get back with me, or get back with me after the first week of February. So continue to pick up your applications at the Parks Department and fill them out and turn them in. Because we would love to have a full staff this summer and be able to create a great swimming environment for our people in the community. Work is continuing on Longwood Bridge. I'm sure people have been driving by and checking that out. They have finished pouring the concrete footers, and they have moved dirt up into both ends of the entrance. To make that more of an entrance now. And then they now have been working on the inside of the bridge, getting the base or the flooring prepared for putting the flooring in. And then they have to finish like the side arches that go down into the footers and connecting those together. So there's some inside work that's being done, so you can't really tell unless you're like right inside there. You can't really tell what's being done, but they are continuing that. So hopefully in the next couple months we will see, or in the next couple weeks, if the weather is good, we'll see some more progress and we'll be able to tell like from outside looking in. Offitz Park and Roberts Park, we're waiting on the contracts to be signed with HWC, who will be preparing the packet for the construction of both of those areas. And so once the contracts have been signed, it's been approved by the city, so we've done our part. Now we're waiting on the other side to complete theirs. The grant writing committee and whomever else, HWC, they have to all have that contract signed and approved. And once they have that, then we can start meeting and making preparations for plans on both of those parks. So we will be seeing things moving forward. I'm sure we'll have some community meetings, community input, things like that. We did receive a Lilly Endowment grant from the foundation. So we are able to write a 5-year comprehensive plan for the park. And we're working with the foundation and HWC to write that comprehensive plan. So we have 2 phases. One will begin in about April, and then we'll finish up in the fall with the second phase. And so there's going to be a lot of research going into this. We're going to have some community involvement in that. And we are creating a steering team. So if anyone from the board would like to be on that steering team, I highly recommend it. You can help give your input on the project. And we will start those meetings here in just a couple weeks.
How much money is in the grant?
It is $50,000.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yes, and that will get everything that we need for that plan, that comprehensive plan. So it is trailhead markings included in there. It's the 5-year plan and some other things. So it's very detailed, and it's going to be wonderful for the park to have, because then we can give that when we go to the foundation to apply for a grant, when we go to DNR to apply for a grant, or any other state or federal funding that we look for. We can use that packet, and it's just going to benefit us even more. I have been working with Brad Coulter from the Utilities Department, and we are preparing our local union policies and procedures packet, just making some updates, nothing big at all. It's just been a little bit since they've updated a few things in that packet, so we are updating that. And then wonderful news, very exciting news, the park received 2 new trucks. Thanks to the mayor and his efforts in making sure that we were able to do this. But we received 2 2500 Dodge Ram trucks. One does have included in it a snowplow and salt box.
Yes.
Salt box. And we were able to use it for the first time last week. So with all the snow we had. So that was very exciting to receive those. And we are very, very thankful for that. Our trucks were really on their last leg. And so so those will be around, and we'll be able to utilize them for many things. Soccer registrations are going on right now for spring season, and you can sign up online or call the Parks Department and come into the office. There was a flyer that was sent home with all of the students through all of our elementary schools. And we really try to do that for everything that we have that focuses on the youth. So any sporting events, any any like Bunnies and Brownies, the Christmas in the Park, the trunk or treat, we really try to send flyers home to all the elementary schools, and so all of those kids get those flyers in their hands.
What's the last day to sign up for spring soccer?
Ooh, do you remember?
March 1st.
March 1st.
March 1st? Okay. Okay.
For trainings and things that we have, Kyle, one of our maintenance guys, he is who took care of the pool last summer. He's going to continue to do that. He did a fabulous job last summer. We are sending him in March to the aquatic facility operator class. I attended that last year. With me attending it, I know that it will be very beneficial for him to attend it. And so he will be doing that in March. And then Logan is participating in there's a park up north that is hosting a kids camp summit. And so he is going to go and just hear from other parks, see what they're doing with their summer kids camp. So he will be attending that in February as well. And then just a note, and I'll probably mention this at every meeting, but the Elders Luncheon is May 16th. That is something I've just learned through this year. The park partners with, it's kind of a park event, but someone else puts it on. And so, and the mayor comes and he speaks, and it is a fabulous event. Like I participated in last year, and it was great. And so, I just want to make sure that I get the word out there and just share that will be on May 16th. And they can contact the Parks Department for information on when that event will be.
That started during the bicentennial. We started
Okay,
that.
yes, yes.
Is Mary Ann Morris still the person that you?
She is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary Ann
She's the one
Morris and
starting
Cindy
it.
Crispin
Yes.
worked really hard on that.
Yeah, she does a fabulous job. She has a great team of volunteers that really takes care of everything. And so I highly recommend, if you've never been, she's looking for volunteers to help serve. And then the participants, I believe you have to be 70 and older
80.
to be
I think it's 80.
invited. 80? Is it 80?
Well, because Mary Ann is older than 70, because she and I are the same age, approximately. So,
So 80.
I think it's 80.
I should have looked into that before. I don't remember, but maybe it is 80. Yeah. So, but I highly recommend it. It's a great event. And she puts a lot of heart and soul into that event to make sure it's perfect for them.
And a lot of the decorations and everything are so really cool. Becky Morris and Cindy Crispin do those, and they're really
Yeah.
very timely.
Yes.
Lots of really cool stuff.
Yes.
Yes, very nice.
Yep. That's all I have. Does anybody have any questions?
On the back to the lifeguards, how much is our pay?
$13
Okay,
an hour.
okay, that's good.
Yeah, that was just approved.
That was
this
just
year.
approved, okay, because I knew we knew that we had to increase the pay.
Yes.
And at the last school board meeting, I made mention, if we were talking about the pool and all that stuff, made mention if we knew any people that were swimmers that were interested in doing that, to please contact the park. And because the swim team has some really good connections, I
Yeah.
think, throughout the area, and that might be a good job for them.
Yeah, and we've reached out. Grace has been doing a great job of reaching out to everyone. I've reached out to a few that are on the swim team and that were lifeguards last year and said, hey, would you be able to talk to your friends and really promote this? And they said they would help us. So.
Well, and CAST is also up and running again, I think, which will be helpful also.
Yeah, I reached out to them last Friday,
Yeah,
and also Union County,
yeah.
to see if we could get any from there.
I know
Yeah.
a couple people that are gonna apply this week, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, okay,
that's great.
all right,
That's all I have.
all right. I want to welcome Grace to our first meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome Grace, and go ahead and give us your assistant report.
Okay, so I started on January 4th, and the first day I spent with Marla, and we did a lot going around to all the properties, and she was showing me what we owned and what our recent and future updates will be. Then I did a lot of I did a class online for lifeguard management certification. Marla recommended it, and I'm definitely very glad that I took it because I think it helped. It explained a lot on how to keep the patrons safe, the staff safe, and the facility safe itself. It was 3.5 hours, and it had video lessons, scenario-based activities on if there were to happen to be someone that was in the process of drowning, and what you would do, and how it was important for the lifeguards to be able to get there within under 30 seconds. And this certificate is valid for 2 years, and I did finish it on January 9th. And then I did a lot of office training with Marla, Kelly, and Wendy for our easy facility. And then I worked on time clock reports and deposit reports, learning how to do those for if Kelly's out, or Wendy's out, or Marla's out. I did answering phone calls and helping with questions, scheduling events, and then I did it they allowed me to do it myself, and then if I messed it up, they explained how to fix it, and like the floor hours and stuff.
She picked it up really fast.
So they were critiquing you, in other words.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah.
We're really excited to get our Living Well, Aging Well program started. You might have already seen some posts on Facebook, and those will gradually, throughout the rest of this week, you'll get the rest of the flyers. I also sent all those out to nursing homes, senior centers, churches, anybody that could spread the word for us. We've got a lot of good comments on it already, so we're really hoping to get a lot of people that come in. We're looking to start for the month of February, a class with Stephanie from the Extension Office on plant-based diet, pickleball, cards and conversation, and some shuffleboard, just to try to get people in the community. It's for 50 and up. Try to get them involved, or nursing homes, churches, try to just give them something to do, meet new friends. The horse barns, I've been working a lot on organizing the binder. I have a tab for the contracts of each renters, which stalls are available and which stalls are damaged. That way we can get those fixed. And then, so my goal for that is to contact Joey at the trophy shop, and we are wanting to get stall numbers. That way we know we have a number because currently not all the numbers are visible for how many stalls and which stalls are occupied. And we also would like to get name plaques for those, so that if for some reason there is a problem, they can contact us and just tell us the name that's listed on there. I also talked with Amanda Combs from the high school about our Spartan Work Day. Marla said that they had it last year and it went really well. And she said that they will be having it again this year. The exact date and time she is not aware of yet, but she is expecting it to be in May again this year. And then my other goals are to look for grants and funding. I know we're trying to get some new basketball goals in the Miller building, and maybe a updated Kubota tractor for the summer.
Okay. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you. Hit the ground running.
Yeah. We're quite excited to have Grace with us.
I'm excited.
And Marla's
I am too. We have a great team. I just have to say, I mean, everyone that is a part of the Parks Department truly is a team, and we all work together really well. And it's just, I'm excited to see what this year will bring in the great things that we're going to do for the team, because we really do have a lot of great people that work with us.
Great. Perfect. All right. Athletic report, was that our part of already? Did you have anything to add to that?
Currently, boys basketball is taking place on Saturdays, and then men's league basketball is Sunday nights at the Miller Building, and church league basketball is Monday nights at the Miller Building. And then just some issues that have been taking place is he's really working with the teams on picking up their trash and everything after they leave, and then supervising the kids so they're not running around the building and playing in the restrooms and things like that. So those are some things that he's been working on, and he's been working with sponsors. We've had a lot of sports sponsors come in, and we just are grateful for that. And then finding coaches and refs for spring soccer. So.
All right. Perfect. All right, we'll move on to any old business. Does anybody have any old business? Okay, no old business. All right, we'll move on to new business. We'd like to welcome Sasha Henderson to the board. Welcome, Sasha. Looking forward to your participation with us this year. And our next would be our annual report by Marla.
Yeah, so everybody received this packet, and this packet, the way I decided to do it this year is I combined the annual report and the sponsorship packet all into one, and we're going to use this to pass out to sponsors, to businesses in town, and individuals that we want to share this information with. We'll have them at the park in case somebody wants to stop in and pick one up. They're available to anyone. So I'm going to walk through it with you and just kind of explain what happened in 2023 at the Parks Department. So you can look at your packet, or I'm also going to show it up here on the screen. So the first, you have the table of contents, and then by the numbers, that shows just a real big picture of everything that we did at the park this year. So we have summer discovery numbers, pool participants, 8,264. How many times were our facilities rented out? 977. We had 1,653 youth participate in sports that we put on. We had 35 adults participate, or adult sports teams, participate in our activities. We had 132 discovery camps. I'm not really sure what that big black line is, but and then our memberships for the dog park. The next page, the next couple pages are going to talk about sponsorship. So if anybody wants to sponsor a particular thing at the park, activity, sport, whatever that is going to be the next page. So we have youth sports. We have a breakdown of what they can sponsor, what they're going to get for their sponsorship, and then if they would like to sponsor a child, it would be $25 to sponsor a child. Adult sports, they can sponsor as well. Summer discovery, we have the breakdown here. They can sponsor the entire summer, or they can do the end of the day celebration, or the end of the summer celebration. We have sponsorships for that as well. And then Living Well, Aging Well, which is our program that we have implemented. We do in February have lots of activities going on at the Miller Building for Living Well, Aging Well, which is our 50 plus group. We're going to provide lots of different activities. So if anybody would like to sponsor, they can see that list there. And then special events. This is going to consist of any kind of special event that we host at the at the Parks Department. So Bunnies and Brownies, Trunk or Treat, Renaissance Festival, Christmas in the Park, and anything else that we do. These are the different levels that anybody can choose from to be a sponsor. And then the next couple pages are just the activities that we did in 2023. And so people, when they're looking through this packet, they can see everything that we did and what their money would go towards. I also tried to do a rough estimate of how many participants we had for each event. So first responders trunk or treat, Renaissance Fair, Christmas in the Park, the lights display, and then the actual event that we had on the Thursday evening. We have opportunities for dog park sponsorships, and then memorial tree dedications and bench dedications for the parks. The next page just talks about some fun facts for Parks Department, or parks in your cities and why they're important. And then ways to give, I just kind of broke it down on different opportunities. It doesn't always have to be financially. It could be in-kind donations. It could be volunteering your time. It could be, other things, not just financially. And then I broke down all of the different events we had, plus the sports, and put all of our sponsorship money that we had brought in for 2023 in each category on this page.
This is really cool.
The next page is take the next steps. So if anybody is interested, they can contact the Parks Department, or they can contact Grace with questions for sponsorship opportunities. And then we go into our annual report. Of course, table of contents, and then meet the park team. I think it's important for everyone to know who works at the park and what all we do. It takes a lot to run our 217 acres that we have currently, and all of the parks that we manage. And so we have a wonderful team here. So, and then our board, I had, of course, in 2023 the picture and all of those who were part of the board, and then we'll change it out and update it for this year. With all of our holiday schedule, this will be the days that the park office is closed for all of these holidays.
Park is going to be open on April 8th.
It is.
Okay. Because the schools are
The
closed that
city
day.
is not closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
right in the middle of the zone. That's kind of why I asked, because everybody, for the most part, most things that have to do with people in congregating are shutting down for the eclipse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a meeting this week to discuss what the city is going to do. We'll probably open the park up for parking and
Well,
such,
you
but
could get it, that would be an ideal place to have people gather for a view.
yeah, right.
Because we're right there.
Right. I'm meeting with the emergency management system for Fayette County, and we're going to make a decision on what we're going to do. So,
Well,
Yeah.
the soccer field would be another perfect
It would
spot to
be.
go because it's so open out there.
right.
The people out
We
of
just have to make sure that we have enough volunteers. It's if we do receive the crowd that every city is expecting to receive, then we have to make sure we have enough manpower to for parking and just to supervise and direct traffic and everything. So we're going to be meeting this week about that.
Okay, good.
Okay, so the next couple pages, I've just listed each of our buildings and what we currently rent them for, and just a brief updated history and everything about those parks, or about those buildings, including all of our shelters, what capacity is in there, what if they have electric or water, or if they don't, that's listed as well. So anybody that picks up this packet, if they're questioning like, oh, I think I'd like to rent something at the park, they can just look in this packet. It's going to give them that information. Along with the Miller Building and the different areas that we rent out at the Miller Building. We also have dog park memberships. Those are yearly memberships for $12. And then the next couple pages, I'm just going to, it talks about the participants that we had. So at the pool last summer, we had 8,264 patrons. Now this is just taking a daily count of everyone. Some people have came multiple times, but this is our daily count of how many that we had at the pool for a total of the summer. And then it gives all of our pricing on this page as well. Along with Summer Discovery, we had 132 registered campers for Summer Discovery last summer. And then our sports. For baseball, we had 432 participants. That is including T-ball, baseball, and softball, coaches pitch, all of those numbers are together. Basketball is 426, that is including boys and girls. And then soccer for fall and spring was 845 participants. And then our rentals report. So what I did is I just took the numbers with the help of Wendy. She helped me so much in gathering these numbers. We took the numbers of how many each building, how many times we rented out that building for the year, and then what revenue that brought in for us. Same with the sponsorships. I took from the previous page that that you saw earlier, and just added those numbers onto this page for a general view of it. And then volunteer hours, and I'm pretty sure I've missed some in this. When I was making this, I know I've missed some, but we had 1,023 volunteer hours last year, and I think that's just wonderful to be able to track those numbers and have that at the park.
Just as a reminder to all retired teachers, if we turn in our volunteer hours at the end of the year to the teacher's retirement, then we get something called a 13th check, which really isn't, but it's a stipend that we get the September 1st check. And a lot of people they think it has to all be school. It does not. It can be broken up into community service, school service. You have to designate those, and you have to be able to document them to a degree. But volunteering in park hours would be, particularly in the summer months, would be a really, really easy way. Just keep track of them. You turn them in. Don Miller is our local person that does that for retired teachers. And it's an extra about $300 is the stipend.
great.
They call it the 13th check. It's really not.
Well, we're always, we have plenty of different opportunities that someone can
It's just
volunteer,
that
so.
people assume that retired teachers kind of assume that they have to do something in the school to do this. And at one point in time, I think that was basically true. But if you can show anything community support at all, then it could be church, it could be parks department, it could be any club that you're in. They broadened the parameters for that, and that's found money.
Yeah, that's great.
That's found money.
That's great. So the next page is the last page, and we have, John has been great to, anytime we need a QR code, we put them on all of our flyers. If we need to link, when you scan the QR code with your phone, it will send you somewhere, whether it's our online registration portal, whether it's you want to sign up to participate in Christmas in the park or whatever. We've been utilizing QR codes a lot last year, and we'll continue to expand on that. But he created a QR code for us that will give you the opportunity to go on and to our app. So we have an app, and you can download it and you can register, but it's Member Me Plus. And when you click on it, it pops up in all of these pretty colors, and you can scroll through it, and it has announcements on there, it has flyers on there, it has, you can view your account. So if you're registered through us, you can click My Account, and that will go on. It will show you if you have any outstanding bills. It will show you what you can register for right now. So if you want to register for soccer right now, you can go on, and it'll be listed as an option to register for soccer. It has our hours, and then at the bottom it scrolls through. I've posted some pictures from this book on here at the bottom, so you can scroll through that. So they have the opportunity to scan this QR code and then view our app that we have for the park, which I haven't talked a lot about in the last year. We've had it since June, but I really haven't talked a lot about it because I've just been working on building it. But now it's to the point where it's ready and anybody can go on and look at it.
Have you sent that home through the school?
Not
too?
yet.
Yeah. I needed them to send
Not
that.
yet. So this is the first live appearance it has made, is in this packet. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great job, Marla. Working
Yeah.
on
Good.
that.
So that's the packet. If you want packets to be able to take with you and pass out to people, you know, it doesn't just have to be the park staff talking to people in the community, seeking out sponsorships, seeking out people to have booths at the park, things like that. I can make up 5 for each of you, and you can just have them on hand if you want to pass out to people. And you know, as you're visiting, you can, you know, show them. It's very self-explanatory, and that's what I wanted. I wanted anybody to be able to take this packet and take it to someone and just, you know, allow them to flip through it. I tried to make it as easy, user-friendly as possible, so.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity. Okay. Thank you, Marla.
I forgot to add on to the new business. We need to discuss some upcoming meeting dates.
Okay.
Because I do believe that we need to change some of them.
Okay.
And I would suggest that we go ahead and do that now.
Sure.
So that it is public record, so that Channel 3 has it on their calendar. I can let City as well know. So it'd just be better if we could go ahead and do that now. And I know that the first one, in your packet here in the front, I believe is where it is. There's a page that has important dates on it, and it lists out all of the board meetings for the month, for each month. And so I know that, for instance, March 25th is during spring break. And then I think that's the only one that actually conflicts with like a vacation or what,
Fall
spring break
break,
week.
fall break is okay. This
But-
time.
With that.
For November, that is the week of Thanksgiving. I don't know if that will affect anyone or not. And then for December, that is the week of Christmas. So if we don't have to change it, that's fine, that's great, but I do want to make that everyone aware of that.
So we definitely most likely need to do spring break.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
All right, so instead of March 25th, do we want to put that on the 18th before city council meeting, or
Well,
that
I
Tuesday the 19th?
think that they would, you have all of the dates, right, Justin?
For city,
Just for
The
having
general
this
meetings.
room?
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
I
not
know-
all of them, there's some meetings we don't know, so.
right,
like,
Mhm.
right.
I was just thinking, instead of having them be here an extra night,
Right.
that we
If
could
we
just-
can have it
In that time
at,
frame.
We've done
let's
that
see,
before.
city council is at 7 PM.
So we start
So
at
if we do it 6 and
Does that
we're
work
done
for
by
you?
6:30, we'd have to be
6 with you.
out by 6:30.
Okay.
We did it, we've done that once before.
We did that last year.
We met prior to another meeting.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
managed to get it done rather expeditiously.
Would that work for you, Justin, if we do it that way?
Okay, so we'll move that, do the 18th at 6 PM.
March 18th, 6 p.m.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then, is everyone, oh, the other one is actually,
July.
I went ahead and moved it, I guess. May 28th,
Mhm.
because May 27th is Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
or Memorial Day. So May 28th.
That's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
As
Does
opposed-
that work with your schedule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and then the only ones are Thanksgiving week and Christmas
Christmas.
week.
Which we can look at closer to the time if we need to.
If we need to. If it's okay now, we'll go ahead and leave it as is.
Okay.
When we get closer,
I mean,
it seems.
Thanksgiving's a Monday. Is everybody good with the Monday before Thanksgiving?
There's nothing school-wise going on, I don't
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Should work. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Well, we'll
on-
leave it at how it is now, with those dates. And if it looks to be an issue, in November, we'll make changes at that point. So the only change would be March 18th at 6 PM, and then May 28th is a Tuesday at 6:30.
Okay.
That's what we did this year. We changed it on Memorial Day weekend, we changed it from Monday to Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right. And for miscellaneous business, I see Mr. Dave Caldwell out there. And you want to come to the podium? Good evening.
So I'm miscellaneous, huh?
You're under miscellaneous, so if you want to state your name and your purpose to be here tonight.
My name's Dave Caldwell. I'm with Fayette County Soil and Water Conservation District Board. That's a county department that our purpose is to help educate and encourage people to do good things for the conservation, for water and so forth. We mainly, in the past, have worked with farms, obviously, because there's a lot of water and soil on farms. But the city is an important thing too, so we've, and part of what we do is educate, and we've got a real opportunity to educate people in any park property, I'm sure, but I'm assuming that John Connor Nature Preserve is a park. It's considered to be a park in the same level as any of the other parks. Grace, when you were touring the parks, did you tour John Connor?
We did not. We did not get the chance to
You
make it.
didn't. So you need to fix that. Well, a lot of people haven't toured it because it's kind of isolated. But it's a pretty special place in that it is loaded with invasive plants. And I don't know what your thoughts are or your background is on the effect of invasive plants, but they cause a lot more trouble than it looks like. If you went into John Connor Park in 2019, you drive through there and in the summer and you look in the forest and there's trees and there's underbrush and it looks green and everything. Well, most of that underbrush is invasive. It's mainly Asian bush honeysuckle. You've got a lot of other stuff in there too. But it's really taken over John Connor Nature Preserve. And we feel like it's a good opportunity to show people what will happen if you turn that around. So in 2019, we had what we call a weed wrangle there. The park board gave us permission to have this thing there. And so that was our first entry into John Connor Park, Nature Preserve. But, and then in 2020, we cleared a little, or 2019 and 2020, we cleared a small area just to see what would happen. And basically what happened is it was bare ground. You had the overstory, the trees, you've got some nice trees there. You also have some tree of heaven, which is a horrible invasive plant and very poorly named. But you've got a lot of Connersville, down at the ball fields, by the way. But you've got it there in John Connor. So that's the main bad tree that's out. The rest of them are good. But under that, the undergrowth was bush honeysuckle, and it was keeping everything else from doing anything. So when we cleared it out, it was bare ground. So we did that in 2020. 2021, we expanded it, had a few more educational events there. And then in 2022, we got a Clean Water Indiana grant to go in and really do some heavy machinery work. And we went through and basically mowed out the invasives in about 2.5 acres. Right along the roadway. As you pull in, Grace will show you where this is. As you pull in, you see the Smalley's Lake off to your right, and off to your left is the area that we cleared out. And so that was done in 2022. And the ideal thing then when you do that, because you killed them, I mean, you haven't killed them, you just mowed them down. You got to go in there and finish them off and close the park. We couldn't do as much as we should have done that following year to get rid of the regrowth. Well, it's not that serious. The regrowth is still small. You can get it, and in fact, we were given permission to go in last fall. Vince Pitstick and I, Vince is our USDA conservationist, if you know Vince. Really sharp guy. And he and I went in and sprayed the regrowth that we could. So, you know, we knocked it back a little bit. So this year, that was 2023, it was closed. Now 2024, we've applied for another grant. By the way, the Clean Water Grant, we've used funds for a number of things in the county, and we used about $2,200 to do this work in John Connor. So that was all we're going to get out of that Clean Water Grant. I applied for a grant from Whitewater RAMC, and that grant will be, if they give it to us, we'll look for seed or plantings to reestablish native plants in the area, because we got to do that. There's seed bank there, you've got native plants there, but unfortunately the invasives have really loaded it up, and they'll come back and they'll overwhelm it. So we've got to help it and put in some native plant seeds, and then go in and keep killing the invasives until the native plants flourish enough to knock them down. Then that'll be where we got to get to. So don't know if we're going to get that grant. If we do, I'll talk to some people that know a lot more about this than I do, but they'll either reseed really soon before spring with seed, or we'll go in with some plantings. We'll just put in some plugs or whatever that is recommended for that area. So that's our plan. If we don't get the grant, I still want to have permission to go in there and do spraying. We've got to, or it's just going to get back like it was. So I would assume you'd give us that permission. But and the spraying will be done by people. I'm qualified to handle pesticides, and it'll be only done by people like that. If we do a weed wrangle, that's something anybody can do. And you know, you're basically pulling weeds up and get rid of them, but nobody's going to be handling pesticides that isn't qualified to do it. So that's what I want to do this year. I'm assuming it would be okay with you guys to make the park look better. But one thing I would like for you to do, like I say, this is an educational thing. From our standpoint, our main goal is to get people educated and show people, look, here's what it looks like if you do this, here's what it'll look like when you just leave it go. We need a sign on the road that people can see. You may not know where, Grace, you may not know where John Connor Nature Preserve is, because the sign's this big and you're going 40 miles an hour when you go blowing past. And there's a really nice sign at the entrance, but unfortunately the entrance is, it's back where you can't see it.
All right.
The sign is very explanatory, it's a good sign, but we need something on the road, on 121 there, where people can see it.
I'm sure that's something we can.
Because all they really see is the garbage plant.
Well, yeah, it's really, it's an unattractive entrance, no matter what you do. We can't
Yeah.
fix that.
No.
We can't fix the railroad, you know, railroad folks gotta do what they gotta do. It's like a railroad warehouse
We
there,
can-
it is.
Make a
But
larger
we can put the sign, and, you know, the nickel plate signs you have are really, they're pretty. They look good, they attract attention. Stuff like that, maybe a little bigger, so that you, while you're driving, you know, when you see the nickel plate signs, you're stopped. But when you're driving down 121, we need something people will see, and those are attractive signs, something like that. I would really appreciate it if you would let people know that's there. So when we tell people to go there, they can figure out where it is.
It's marked, accordingly, yes.
Yeah. So, and another thing you might consider doing is drawing some attention to the fact that this is a grand reopening of the park. It's been closed for a year. So why not highlight that and let people know it's a big deal? And if it could coincide with something we're doing, that'd be fine. The soil and water, that'd be fine with us. Okay, that's all I got.
Thank you so much.
So-
We
Thank you.
appreciate that.
I
Yes,
look
all the
forward to
work.
seeing that sign here next week. Okay.
As quickly as it can come about.
Well, in time for the opening would be really
When's it
good.
going to reopen, Marla?
We don't have a date yet. Brad Coulter and I are going to, hopefully within the next month, we're gonna sit down and discuss what his thoughts are and then work on deciding that. He recommends and would like for DNR to come in and just give us one final approval to be able to open it back up to the community.
It was really helpful letting us go in there. You know, we
Yes.
went in a couple of times last year, just when it was closed,
Yeah.
to knock some things back. So
Mhm.
if we have to do that again this year, if we have to close it still, we'll
Mhm.
ask to do that again.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else to add to miscellaneous business this evening? Okay. We'll go on to claims, including payroll. Does anyone have any questions for Marla or anything regarding claims this week? Okay. I'll need a motion to approve claims, including payroll.
I'll motion to move claims and payroll.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right. No one else for public forum? Then I will entertain.
Actually, I
Yes.
forgot
Okay.
one thing.
Yes.
Just to let you guys know, I'm working with our insurance. One of the dugouts at Little League blew over, it went like completely straight off. Like, here it sits and it just blew straight off backwards. It's the craziest thing.
Okay.
So, during a big storm that we had about a week and a half ago, and so, I'm working with insurance. I'm seeing if we can.
It's only
get
been
that.
there since the 1980s, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just want to let you guys know about that, so, that's it.
Thank you. All right. All right, if that is all, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
That's Bane's job.
I move we adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Angie second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.